Hello everyone, it's George and welcome back to Call of Dragons. As dedicated free-to-play player who played this game for more than 600 days, I'm excited to share some insider tips and tricks with you. Stick around and let's dive in. Today is a great day. Finally, it's time for me to speak more in detail about newest mage heroes, and in particular, I will be speaking about one of them, which I think is the most versatile out of two of them, right? I think Thaleia is the better one than Thundelyn because I feel like Thaleia is kinda like Thea, right? And of course, I will try to explain why do I think about Thaleia like Thea. Well, at first we have to understand why she's good, right? And of course, in order for us to understand why Thaleia is amazing, we need to understand the skill set and how this skill set will match to other heroes, right? First of all, most important skill for every single hero is the first skill, right? And I need to mention that don't level up your hero, don't unlock the stars until your first skill is level 5, simply because you won't need to have spread out levels before your level 5 first skill is there. So first skill, Sounds of the Nature, deals magic damage to target legion, 1.6k, which is quite a lot, and gains rampage, right? Damage dealt 15%, which is really high number, right? Damage dealt bonus means like every kind of damage which you are doing, it will be increased by 15%. The second skill, when dealing hero skill damage, and whenever you are mage, you are always dealing hero skill damage, Legion gains Keen and Shelter. Attack bonus 25% and defense 25%. Yeah, this is a lot, guys. The third skill, Magic Legion led by this hero, right? We need to understand led by this hero, which means if we want to utilize Thaleia, Thaleia should be primary. So, Magic Legion led by this hero deals 20% more magic unit hero skill damage and enemy attack resistance 20%, which gonna make us more tankier, right? The fourth skill, that's the rally skill, and the Thaleia's second talent tree is rally. When launching a rally legion, gain 2% magic attack bonus and magic and attack bonus up to 10%. And of course, in terms of awakening, while in battle, Legion has 10% chance to gain shield, 150 for 5 seconds. Not that impressive awakening skill, if I will tell you honestly, but other than that, I absolutely love Thaleia, right? Of course, at first, like until we're gonna speak about hero pairs and how you can build the Thaleia with another hero, how you are going to add levels to Thalia's skills, right? In my opinion, Thaleia looks like Magrat, right? Magrat's the Garrison skill is the fourth skill, and Thalia's fourth skill is a rally skill, right? So basically, if you want to have your Thaleia on a good spot, my advice would be to have 5-5-5, and that's enough, right? I don't care about the awakening skill, 150 shield, 10% chance, that's not impressive, right? Which means if we're gonna put Thaleia 5-5-5, that's of course for open field battles, right? I'm not speaking about rallies. Then having 5 levels on first 3 skills should be the mandatory aspect, right? That's why I feel like Thaleia is more free-to-play friendly, but unfortunately, free-to-play players can get Thaleia from Wheel of Destiny and Strongest Lord, which is not a free-to-play friendly events in general. So 5-5-5 should be amazing levels for this hero, and if you have already 5-5-5, I think you are good to go, right? I'm not going to speak about talents because for every single hero, different talent trees will be accessible. First of all, in terms of hero pairs, right? Let's speak about hero pairs. First hero pair which we're gonna speak will be Thaleia with Thundelyn, right? Because that's the newest hero, and of course, whenever two newest heroes are coming out, they are generally good pair, right? But in terms of Thaleia and Thundelyn, Thaleia have a lot of hero pairs, which is viable, and Thundelyn is just different style. What brings Thundelyn and Thaleia together? Thundelyn and Thaleia is amazing because of debuffs and because of Thundelyn's AoE damage, right? AoE damage means that Thundelyn can deal damage to multiple targets, plus you are applying amazing debuffs, especially amazing for Mage and Thaleia. For example, first debuff, target damage taken bonus 15%, which is great. March speed reduction 40%. March speed reduction is amazing, right? I have no idea how you are going to move around if you have 40% March speed reduction. And yes, I'm 450 skill damage factor. That's not like main idea. The main idea about this skill is that it inflicts numbness, which is decreasing March speed. Right? I said numbness is debuff. The second skill, healing factor and HP bonus. Well, healing factor for PvP is amazing. HP bonus for PvP open field is amazing, which is 30%. The third skill, magic unit attack, magic unit shield, and healing, right? Well, healing, you're gonna get healing from the second skill, and shield you are going to get from the awakening skill if you are going to awaken Thaleia. And the fourth skill, well, skill damage factor, yet again, each time summoned, lightning deals damage to target, while in the field it has 30% chance to do additional damage, which is pretty cool. The awakening skill is just an additional level for the first skill, and basically what you are going to get if you are playing Thaleia with Thundelyn, right? You are going to have debuffs, you are going to have buffs, you are going to have more shield, more healing, and of course some AoE damage, right? And that's the way Thundelyn works, right? Your main idea is to give as much debuffs as possible, plus you are going to deal damage with the 4th skill. 450 is quite a high number, and yeah, skill damage factor, dealing damage to 2 nearby enemies, that's pretty cool. But in terms of how you are going to build your Thundelyn, well, unfortunately, every single skill, unfortunately or fortunately, every single skill is usable in the battlefield, so every single level will have a huge effect for your hero pair. But here in this video, we are thinking about Thaleia, and Thaleia is our main character, right? First hero pair, Thaleia and Thundelyn, debuffs, buffs, not a high amount of damage, but pretty high survivability. Let's say you are playing with Thaleia and Thundelyn, what would look like your talent trees, right? Talent trees are different for every single hero pair for Thaleia, and yeah, as a Thaleia as a primary, and whenever you have Thundelyn, I'm pretty sure you are going to have a support talent tree, right? From these two, Force Field and the Auspicious, well, I think every time your Legion games buff effect, it increases HP. HP is great because you're gonna stay alive longer, and of course you are going to have a lot of buffs from Thunderling, right? The second most important choice here is Punisher or Flock of the Blessing, and of course I'm gonna go Flock of the Blessing because I see how much amazing it is to have healing whenever you are PvP battle in open field. I have experience with Magrot and Zaida, and I'm pretty sure that healing is just great for any open field PvP hero pair. The other than that, I think Pick Me Up, gain 15 additional rage will be great whenever you are getting healing or shielding. Healing you're gonna get from Thunderlyn, shielding you're gonna get from Thaleia if you awaken her, right? The rebirth is great because additional healing to proc even this pick me, and in general, as I have mentioned, 150 healing factor is pretty good. And of course, your Legion deals 4% more hero skill damage. We all know that mage players and mage hero pairs are dealing damage from this skill, and that's their primary idea. So basically, this is like if you are playing Thaleia and Thunderlyn, you are going to have support talent tree because you want to utilize with the buffs and debuffs which Thunderlyn will be giving to you, right? And yeah, in terms of artifacts for Thaleia and Thunderlyn, I would be going for the newest artifact, which is Thunder's Elegy, and I will be going for the Thunder's Elegy, especially if Thaleia is paired up with Thunderlyn, right? This artifact matches perfectly with the new hero pair, which we are having. Additional effect whenever they inflict numbness, and numbness we're gonna inflict from the Thunderlyn upon an enemy legion. The Waldyr's Legion gains resistance, damage taken -5% for 3 seconds. So another tankiness effect for our mage hero pair, and plus, yeah, dealing damage to 5 enemy legions, and yeah, enemy can't really move outside of this circle. It's pretty epic skill, which I want to see in the battlefield. And in terms of attributes, magic unit attack, Legion HP, yet again, attacking stats, but Legion HP is great for survivability on the battlefield, right? And of course, in terms of war pets, we're gonna have to mention that the best war pet for the Thaleia and Thunderlyn will be, of course, the newest war pet which just came out with the healing, and that's of course Seraphic Faedrake, right? And the idea is that you are dealing damage plus you are healing, and well, we already know how much healing is good for the PvP. And yeah, recommended heroes, Thunderlyn, Thaleia, not that hard to understand why. Everything which this warpet is giving to our hero pair is perfect. Healing factor, skill damage, healing effect bonus, and damage dealt 8%. That's just too much, right? That's just too much. Now, let's not speak about Warped too much for this video because I think we have to speak about a lot of stuff. And yeah, I think Thaleia and Thunderlyn, we already spoke about every single detail which is important to understand. And next hero pair for Thaleia, and yet again, Thaleia will be always primary, will be Liliya, right? You might say you don't have Thaleia, you don't have levels on your Thaleia, you have not even awakened Liliya. How do you know why it's good, right? Of course, I have tier 5 alliance. Whenever I have idea about new hero pair, I ask my alliance members to try it, and then they are sending me reports. And the reports which they send me with the Thaleia and Liliya is simply amazing. That's the new hero pair which you can mate, and in our case, Thaleia must be primary, right? So I won't gonna speak about skill set. The idea is that this second skill, like whenever you are reading, right? Damage dealt bonus 15%. Amazing for PvP merit getter hero. The second skill, Keen and Shelter. Well, guys, Liliya has the Keen and Shelter in the Infernal Flame, not only in Infernal Flame, but in every kind of stat bonus, which is great for Liliya, right? And whenever I read that Thaleia was giving like Keen and Shelter, my first idea was to pair Thaleia with the Liliya, and the amount of merits, guys, you are going to get from this hero pair is simply amazing. By the way, every single skill and every single buff which we are getting from Thaleia matches perfectly with the Liliya's playstyle, right? Simply like Thaleia and Thunderlyn was debuff and buffs, and Thaleia with Liliya is all about damage, guys. And plus, we are dealing damage to multiple targets if we have Liliya awakened, and that's like a mandatory if you want to use Liliya. And yeah, basically, like why I had this idea, I like Keen, I like Shelter, I like 50% damage dealt, and I like these stats for Liliya. Basically, Thaleia will try its best to make Liliya as strong as possible with the survivability buffs and the damage dealing buffs, and Liliya will do its job, right? For this hero pair, talent tree of course changes. For Thaleia and Liliya's hero pair, I think talent tree should be magic, and of course we have a couple of choices even here, right? First choice is energy boost or magic maelstrom, and of course we are going to have magic maelstrom because we like to have defense reduction from the magic hero pair, which will be great especially against infantry heroes. So magic maelstrom is too perfect to not to choose. And here we have elemental boost and iconoclasm. Unfortunately, I can't pronounce it, and I'm choosing this one, right? When your legion is composed entirely of magic units, you deal 2% more hero skill damage for 10 seconds. That's high amount of time, and time you gain a buff effect up to 10%. Of course, we are going to have a buff effect. And of course, here, Cryhaver, hero skill damage dealt 7.5% is great. Shelter of Compassion, shield granted bonus. Well, I think we are not going to actually choose this one because with Thaleia and Liliya, we are not getting any shield. And beside that, well, Chant is another choice, and Wither is another choice. Magic defense reduction is kinda not bad, but I think your Legion takes 0.5 more hero skill damage, but their attack is increased by 0.5%. Depends where you are fighting, right? But I think that Wither can be fine, but I'm not really sure. What I'm sure about is that Magic Maelstrom is great, and Iconoclasm is amazing to pick. So if you are playing with Thaleia and Liliya, I would be going for a magic talent tree because I will want to deal as much damage as possible. For this hero pair, of course, even our artifact will be changed, and take a guess Which artifact will be great? Of course, Infernal Flame, guys, because Infernal Flame and Liliya is just too perfect. What we can see here, we are getting Magic Keen. Same, we are getting Magic Keen from the Thaleia, but here we are getting 15% for 5 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 10 seconds, like perfect additional effect for this hero pair, right? And yeah, yet again, great skill to deal more damage, to get more merit. So basically, I'm not going to speak about Infernal Flame too much. We all know how good it is. And in terms of war pets, here we have variety of choices. Sapphire Faedrake, Shadow Faedrake, and the newest war pet can absolutely work fine here, but I think newest war pet is just perfect. I think newest war pet is the best magic war pet which we are having currently. Like the amount of buffs we are getting from that new war pet is just too perfect. So that's the second idea which I had and which we tried in the statue war, and the amount of merits we got, like my alliance members from the Thaleia and Liliya, was just too perfect. What would be another hero pair, right? I have a one big surprise. Another great hero pair for Thaleia is Waldyr, guys. Thaleia and Waldyr is a lesser version of Thaleia and Liliya, especially good for the free-to-play players because Waldyr is generally more free-to-play friendly hero pair, right? And what we are getting from Thaleia and Waldyr. First of all, we are dealing damage to stray nearby legions, plus we are applying a lot of debuffs, and we know that we love to do a lot of debuffs whenever we are using Thaleia, right? And Waldyr has a march speed reduction, Gloom, which is attack reduction 20%, and yeah, that's like quite enough, right? Two debuffs from the main skill is enough. Plus some, every single skill for Waldyr is open field friendly, and yeah, Thaleia, it will be easy for us to have 5-5-5, and we're gonna be go. For this hero pair, of course, talent trees are going to get changed, and we are going back to support type of talent tree, and here we have a one big choice, right? Force field or auspicious, you can choose whichever you like depending on your gameplay. I'm always going for force field because I love to have high amount of HP on my ranged units. And of course here Flock of the Blessing, pick me up, and Rebirth plus with intimidation should be the choice for Thaleia and Waldyr, right? That's like more of a free-to-play friendly hero pair, and as always I will mention that until you're gonna just copy paste the talent trees, understand, read it, and think how your gameplay will look whenever you're gonna apply those talent trees. Of course, artifacts will change for this hero pair. A Phoenix Eye should be the choice, more of free-to-play friendly artifact for a free-to-play friendly hero such as Waldyr, and it will be easy for every single kind of player to acquire Phoenix Eye, right? And in terms of Warped, same, newest Warped will be the best choice if you don't have good newest Warped. Sapphire Faedrake, Shadow Faedrake should be the choices. And of course, Sand Lizard can be nice, but difference is that Sand Lizard does not need to have the Chain Strike. That's for more archers. Sand Lizard is great for healing, right? So basically, we already have 3 hero pairs which are going to work absolutely amazing for this hero pair. And actually, these hero pairs are the main mage hero pairs we are having right now. I hope you guys remember whenever I said that, well, Thaleia is like Thea, right? Why it's like Thea? Thea is absolutely viable with almost every single hero in the game. Primary, secondary, doesn't matter. The amount of buffs you are getting from Thea is simply amazing. The same style can be applied, but only for magic heroes with the Thaleia. I think Thaleia is much better than Thundelyn, and I think Thaleia is much more versatile than Thundelyn or any other hero, right? Basically, you can even match Thaleia with Wellin, you can even match, I don't know, Thaleia with Alwyn, like every single hero which you have as a magic hero, I think besides Bertrand and Tohar. Maybe Tohar can be fine because Tohar is giving us more defense. Thaleia will work with them, right? And that's the reason why I wanted to have this guide about this hero, because I think attention is too much on Thunderly because how she looks, because that every single skill is for PvP, and there is less attention for Thaleia. But I think in opposite way, I think Thaleia is great. I think Thaleia should have more use. And I think Thalia feels like Thea because the amount of versatility this hero has and how much you can work around with different kind of hero pairs is simply amazing. That's the reason why I wanted to speak more deeply about this hero. I wish you guys understood more about Thalia and newest heroes in the game. And of course, if you did, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more content about this game. I wish everybody amazing day, morning, and night wherever you are. We are going to see each other really, really soon. Bye bye and good luck.